Alright, this is the video I am making. Not requested, but it is a, you know how they have videos on TV where people ask, oh, please phone in and help our cause. That's kind of what I'm doing right now, except the cause might be quite literally the easiest thing, but I cannot blame my sisters if they don't want anything to do with me, because I've been an absent uncle and brother. But they gotta understand. Also, part of the reason why I haven't been able to be present is because the circumstances in my life. When you're living with somebody with disability, it's not all that simple. I used to have a job. I used to be able to wake up, put on a uniform, and work. The only work I do nowadays is what you see me doing now. Work around the house, which, to be honest, I actually prefer. I just don't get paid for it. But I prefer it because anytime you do something for family, it's priceless. And it actually feels, it has more of a sense of fulfillment. But the reason why I want that job at that company that I sent y'all the email is because that company is not, they never ever did an IPO. It's privately owned by the employees, and it's been that way forever. The people who started in the 80s and they're already retired as managers, they're millionaires. Now it's a little bit harder, you know, they might have to work longer hours, or they may not make it all the way to the point. But and that's another thing that I'm a little nervous about. The store that actually said I could interview is the store where a buddy of mine, that was the last store where he worked at. He was the store manager. So he was making 6 figures without a problem. Maybe like, and this was back, what, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And but then he had a problem like I did. He was an active addict, but he never found a solution, whether it was just, you know, a 12-step, you know, faith with works, or medication-assisted treatment. He never found anything. I can say with full confidence that medication-assisted treatment, everybody knows. Let's be honest. Yeah, you are replacing something with something, but buprenorphine, it really is like a wonder medication. It has it's a partial antagonist. It's not a full agonist or antagonist, whatever it's called. So it doesn't bind to all. It binds to like the U opioid receptors, but it doesn't bind to all of them. Just like a Greek letter in front of it. I don't know. I'm learning a little bit about the Greek alphabet too, because the Cyrillic alphabet, of which the language I'm learning, Russian, is based on, some of the letters were derived from the Greek alphabet. Anyway, so to move the story along, the medication has what's called a ceiling effect, meaning if I take 2 milligrams or 4 milligrams, it's just about the same. It's not gonna make you feel like more like dizzy or more whatever, you know. So it's an analgesic, which is good. You like I told my mom, I told her the other day, because we were talking about it, because I don't know if you guys know that I fell off the roof not too long ago. But that's not the story. The main story was that the fall, maybe because I landed on, you know, grass, you know, it's a little bit overgrown, and that helped me, so that when I landed, it didn't you know, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, landing flat on my back. And I think also because on the way down, the whole reason I was near the ledge is because I was pulling these fruits that grow from these palm trees, and if you don't pull them, they start falling down. And once they fall down, then you got to pick them all. I pick them all up. See, like right up there, you see those fruits? I can get on the ladder. I would have to bring, see that one right there, all the fruits came down, but I've already picked most of them up. But see, like there's one right there, see, and like these pieces right here, these are pieces of the fruit. I already picked up most of them. As you can see, this was littered, but I picked up most of them. I've been taking care of the plants in the front. That's the one that Mama Vilma's mostly concerned about, because it's not as lively as that one or the other two. Been taking care of the trees. That one got sunburned. The reason why I call that one 7-Eleven. Mama Vilma cut the trunk in the bottom, and look how nature regrew. I'll show you guys in a second. But anyways, that one got sunburned. The reason why this one got sunburned is because I placed it right here in the middle, like right in the middle. Right there, you can see the outline. And now, as you guys can see, this whole area right here, all cement, and then like a aluminum door or whatever. There's no grass. Grass absorbs heat, but around here, right around the vicinity of the tree, it's just all cement. Cement radiates, you know, the radiation it receives, it just gives it back out. Now the other two trees, the first one is Semilla. I just know which one it is because I could tell. And the second one is 22nd. Semilla is called Semilla because when we planted it, it kind of looked like that, but the seed was more protrude from the ground, so I called it Semilla. But now it's buried all the way in. I started cutting it from the bottom. It started getting some kind of like infection, so I've been giving them caffeine, which is a natural insecticide. I've been doing it every day, but yesterday I took a break. But the leaves on the top, the new ones, they all look very, very nice. So I think that the use of caffeine as a natural insecticide has been working very well. And see, I believe this is a sunburned leaf. Now these two didn't get sunburned, Semilla and 22nd. And the reason why they didn't get sunburned is because of this. I placed those right here. I placed one like right here, so like right all around behind it had grass, and I placed the other one right here, so all behind around it had mulch and dirt, so it didn't have radiation coming from that side, like coming back towards it. That's why they didn't get sunburned that much. And how I came up with the theory of the sunburn is because this is a Haas avocado tree. That's the ones that were originally grown, I forget, I think it's like Paraguay or Bolivia originally, but now they're grown mostly in Mexico. These leaves right here, one day I walked out at the perfect time, and I noticed that the sun was being blocked by the leaves of Semilla, but where it was hitting this tree, the sun was hitting it like right where they're burnt. So here's a Haas avocado. Alex, I think this comes from your house. This is a tomate mango. This is a mango tree, and this one is, this looks to me like a regular Florida or an avocado tree from the States, because the leaves are wider, and from a Haas, when you look at the leaves, they're not as wide. So that's the only distinction that I can make. Sometimes when you look at the trunks, you can see little distinctions. My mama also grew this. This is a lemon plant, but it's not really growing. I don't know if I should maybe put like some stuff to make these things go up, and that would help it. I gotta look into it, because once if it does get fruit, I don't know how it's gonna work. There should be maybe like a way I could prop it so that the fruit will hold better. And what I was telling you guys, Here's 7-Eleven that got burnt. 7-Eleven, I call it 7-Elevens because it was the healthiest, had the most abundance of leaves. It had 3 trunks. Mama Vilma cut this trunk right there. All right, let me zoom in. I think I can go up to 3 times with video. See? She cut it right there, and after she cut it, look what happened. Nature always finds a way to heal itself. So gardening, not only is it therapeutic, but it could save your life. Which brings me to the little tree that could. Unfortunately, when we planted this tree, I neglected it during the first year. I didn't really water it like it was supposed to. This tree is older, even though it's so little, than all of those. But I knew that if I let it, it would regrow. See right there? I cut it right here. And I was able to count the rings. It's like, right now it's probably 3 years old. When I cut that, it was like 2. And then I accidentally cut it one day with the, oh, see, here's the stick. I put a stick to the ground. I didn't cut it, but I ran over it with like, maybe the lawnmower. So I'm not 100% sure if this photosynthesis is working. It does look like it. It looks like the trunk is getting brown, which is a sign, but I don't like those bumps. But we'll see about this tree. It will probably never give fruit, but I keep it because it's a reminder. I'm gonna make this a nice short video. This will just be, I'll finish once I bring the bucket to the other side, because the hose over here is not connected, because we have a small hose that is connected to the pump for the sprinklers. And the reason we're using the small hose for that is to prime the sprinklers. I don't know why it needs to be done always, but I guess that's just how it is. And so now Papa Alex had bought another hose recently. I forget exactly when. And oh, those little things with 100 feet barely walked off my hand. Where'd it go? I dropped it. I don't see it. All right, good. It escaped. Looks good. I don't need to throw it out. Okay. Here are the cassava plants. These grew tall, and I thought that they would have already had yucca in the roots. Here's one of them. Those little worms. See? They pretend like they're dead when you touch them. So Mama Vilma dug one up one day when Ethel and Daniela were here, and they didn't have any yucca. But the storms, these things grew so tall, and I don't know why they don't have yucca. The storms knocked this one down. Look, I'm holding it with this. There were more here. Storms have been bringing them down. Look, it got uprooted. This is probably one of the only ones that's still holding good. These really need water every day. Look how many trunks. And I haven't been giving them water every day. And you can tell they're yucca because look, from the trunk, it's a plant. It's a plant. It's not a tree. This isn't a branch. So it's a plant in the same way, I guess, like the lemon plant. And here's the last one. See, from the winds, the gust of winds we've been having, these little branches, they took out all their plants, and this thing wasn't like this. This was standing upright. So now I have to make a choice. I could prop it up with something, maybe like a stone, or I could leave it hanging. Hold on. My hands, because I wash a lot of, you know, even though we use a dishwasher, I still have to handle the dishes, you know, like rinse them, because those commercials, everything on TV is a lie, just about. Let's just be honest with one another. which is one of the reasons why those videos that I sent you guys, I did not violate any policies. Okay, their policy says that they don't tolerate comments. All right, that rock is propping it up. I don't know if the weight of the rock is going to have an effect, because remember, the yuccas are under, they grow under, like, you know, they're part of the root systems. That's why there's a religion from out east that they don't eat yucca or casao, whatever, because they don't believe in hurting any animals or plants. So they don't want to, they don't uproot cassava plants just because of that belief. So getting back to what I was saying, now on with the show. Please, if you guys cannot share the video, it's more important now to share it, because if you guys actually took a look through it and you saw, because there was one post, but it wasn't spam. I just was copying and pasting it because it was the same question I wanted to ask, and I wanted to try to reach as much of the community as possible. And it was a legitimate, like, you know, astrology question. It had to do with Alex. I know Papa habló contigo about that. You know, the La Luna del Cazador, Hunter's Moon. So that's what my question was about. Because I had also read that while we have the Hunter's Moon, see, I don't like that the hose is all the way on the other side, because I'm used to it being here because I got the cement and it's easier for me to work. Let's see how it's going to be over there on the other side. I had read that while the Hunter Moon was out, let me make sure the zoom is okay, that you can also see Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be like, both the moon and Jupiter are in line with the Earth. So like the moon is right behind the Earth, and the Earth is in front of the two, like in relation to the sun. Okay, so this is the other hose that Papa Alex bought. As you can see, I had to pull all these things out here. Well, me and Papa Alex did, I'm sure. I uncovered all those blocks. Before that, it was just a bunch of whatever. So let's see how I can make this work. I didn't find any bleach. This, I want to get, I'm gonna try not to get dirt on the bottom. Just pop it up right there. And now, yeah, if you guys could share that video with as many people as you know, because I didn't say anything that's not true, okay? You guys know very damn well that our society is F, okay? People, you know, home ownership, that's only something that people like foreigners do. All right, I gotta find it now. And then they rent it out. But citizens, people that live here, they can't afford to buy a home. And one of the things I said was that in the comments, it was on a video, the creators called, you can read everything in my channel. When you go to my channel, you can read everything underneath the community tab, okay? I have 3 different posts. First one is the first comment that I put on about 10 different YouTube educational channels. These are channels I'm subscribed to. These are channels that I watch their content. And as a matter of fact, I also, in one of my last videos, I also promoted them in the descriptions. I put their links in all the descriptions. I posted the same comment on all of them because I wanted to see if someone with experience in astronomy or astrophysics could confirm to me that the picture that I had taken, the little dot of light on just below the moon, that was indeed Jupiter. That was my question, okay? I posted it in just about like 10 of my favorite educational YouTube channels, except for Physics Girl, because Diana is not feeling well right now. So whoever sees this, you know, please, if you are of active faith, say a prayer. If not, you know, please just visualize her getting better, because I like seeing women in STEM, doing STEM subjects, because it's, it, you know, it makes me sad to think that in the past a lot of women excelled very well and better than some men, but they never got the credit. When the papers were published, if their names were a footnote, you know, that would be a lot, you know. If it was near the title, oh my goodness. But you know, I'm glad that women now are in the field. The Nobel Prize for Physics, while one of the laureates was a woman, it had to do with the attosecond. You can check that out on PBS Spacetime. I have the link. It's in one of my videos. The video about that. The title is just emojis. So I asked Laura Alex, please. I prefer you share the videos that I message you, but if not, just, you know, like my videos, please, because I've been asking Mom and Alex so I can maybe get out the YouTube rabbit hole, and with enough, because essentially YouTube doesn't make the money. The only way you can make money is if you go with entrepreneurship. You know, if you want to start like a product, like Coffee House Prime, another channel to subscribe to. They have their own coffee. Everybody else has their own merchandise, T-shirts, you know, things like that. Mariah, with her artwork, I could think of things, you know, like if she was willing to participate. A lot, she hasn't been willing lately with like to be in any videos. That's why you don't see her in any videos. I did get her a couple days ago, but that's because she threw water at me. So I turned the camera on. I said, look, that's your punishment. You're on the video. All right. Well, anyways, I'm gonna clean this so it makes a lot of noise, and then I'm gonna clean that. And I'm probably just gonna upload this without a title card or an end card. Everyone who sees this, please check my community tab on my page so that you can see the issues I've been having with YouTube. YouTube said that I violated their guidelines because they don't tolerate spam, deceitful, you know, like messages or whatever, or I guess like misinformation, maybe, or scams. Nothing that I said in any of the messages I said is any of that, okay? And you guys might think, oh, this guy's just somebody who never got a formal education, just putting up random videos. I put up a video and I titled it, Why JFK Was number 4, or something like that. You know, he was like the 4th one, you know, and because I already know. And then sure enough, if you look at Jake Trans, that's another channel, Jake, and then I don't know if there's an underscore, or his handle is just Jake Trans. I don't know what it is. I'll see if I can link it. He just put up a video about 2 days ago that he read a book that someone wrote, and they know for sure that the CIA confirmed that they were involved in the death. I already knew. It's just common sense, okay? If our government is going to meddle in foreign affairs just so that they can get the masses, you know, inundated in the system that they want to be, you know, that's why they have these meetings. The people that are rich and powerful, they have these meetings so that they can discuss things like this. And that's why I tell my buddy who thinks it's a game, you know, if you don't want to help me out, I'm just moving along. But the thing is, people, share my video. If you don't want to talk, just share my 2 videos. And if I get kicked out of the platform, I'm not going anywhere else. I don't like social media. I hate it. The only reason I did YouTube is because my sister suggested it, okay? And it really is good because it helps with Alzheimer's. So if Alphabet takes this away from me, they're essentially harming a United States citizen. You know, they're taking away their liberty. They're taking away their chance to for preventive health and mental health. And I'm already somebody that suffers from mental health. But, you know, your call, guys. I didn't say anything that was not true. Everything that I said was true. And Second Thought, that's another creator. He can back up some of the claims that I've said because I've seen his video and some of the footage that he shows. Like, for instance, some of the things we see on the news, they edit it so that we see the parts that they want us to see. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you made it to this far, you're a legend. I really appreciate you. Please I know all those things, because YouTube is not ran by human beings. The only time it's ran by human beings is maybe like after what I did within the past 10 hours, which is I wrote a comment that might reach a human being's eyes. But everything else is just code that it had the ability to add lines to itself to execute new things or new tasks, and that code made the application as efficient as possible for the purpose of the business to create revenue. So in other words, to put ads in the eyes of the right people so that they might be as effective as possible, and those ads is what generates revenue. And that's why YouTube can have huge storages, and they can store all the videos. So that's why I don't mind watching ads. You gotta pay, everything comes at a price. And right now I'm not in a place where I can afford YouTube Premium. I can't even afford. I can barely afford to see my my psych doctor, and I can't tell you how much my psych doctor has helped me. Because like I said, I'm going right now. I'm going to go interview at a place where one of the references was actually the top guy in the place. He was the store manager. He's not the top guy in the company, but he was the top guy in that store, and he died because addiction doesn't care about if you're a man or a woman. Doesn't care if you make 6 figures or 8 figures. It doesn't care if you're in a wheelchair or you have a perfectly healthy body. It doesn't care if you have body image issues or you stroke. You rub one out every day thinking about yourself 3 times a day. Addiction doesn't care about any of that. And that's why I try the best I can to listen. And always, I know this is corny and cheesy, but hugs, not drugs. I try to be there present for Mariah. Sometimes she gets annoyed, but I try to respect her wishes and leave her in peace. All right, thanks. Ciao.